Good afternoon,
Hello.
boys and girls. How are you doing? We're doing good. We're all good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thought we'd do a video. It's raining here. Yeah. Yay! We've got a bit of rain. It's going to clear
This must
the
be
air
the
a little
fourth one. The fourth day.
Yeah, I think you're about right. That. Well, they're not for a full day, are they?
No, they're not really. No.
I think we've got 2 hours of rain forecast, and then a week clear again. So we'll see. And yeah, I think you're right. It's about the fourth one, which is good. Out of 11 weeks, I think.
Yeah, 11
I don't
weeks.
think we can complain again about that.
And for the time of the year as well, for November, what we're used to seeing in November.
And we are genuinely sorry to hear that you're having such shit weather in UK. Fucking laughing at. No, honestly, we know what it's like.
Yeah, it's horrible.
We know what it's like, and we're not missing it one bit. Obviously, it is cooler here. You know, this morning we sat on the roof and it was really warm again. And yet yesterday it was quite cool. We had to come in, didn't we? So. It does fluctuate a little bit, but we are in November.
Yeah,
you know,
because it's November. You know, we expect the blizzards of rain and snow.
Well, we're just not getting that out here, are we?
No.
We remember clearly the high winds and the driving rain in the UK, and we're not getting that here. So even though it's cool, some days it's cold. We've had our jeans on. And I would imagine you're all laughing at that, but that's the way
I'm
it is.
wearing a jacket.
You've got a little jacket on today.
But it's actually quite warm in this room.
Yeah. So all in all, everything's good. We thought we'd do a video today on something a couple of people have asked us if we miss, how can you call it? Possessions, our materialistic wealth. You know, and we've had time to reflect on that and think about it, and yeah, we thought we'd do a video on it and let you guys know what it's like, because basically what it is, whether you realise it or not, we haven't just moved up staked and took everything with us. We actually got rid of, I would say, about 85 to 90% of all our materialistic wealth. Everything that we owned in our house in Scunthorpe, everything. And to be honest, it was quite a bloody shock, wasn't it, to see exactly how much there was to get rid of.
I mean, we've packed up and moved many times, but when you're actually getting rid of it and not going to see it again, you know what I mean? That's when you know.
Plus, when we did move before, we had... a truck. We had a van, didn't we?
So
we could take quite a bit with us, and we did. To be fair, I think we had a van and 2 caravans, didn't we? So there was plenty of storage space to lug stuff about with us. But this has been a big difference. It's big change, yeah. And like I say, average of 85 to 90% of our material stuff has gone. It had to go. You can't get it in a rucksack. You can't bring it over. So realistically, what did we bring with us? Clothes.
Yeah, clothes. Yeah.
Now that
I did pack my bag massively before coming out, and I kept trying to keep things, and I kept trying to. I don't want to get rid of that. I don't want to get rid of that. Oh, I really want to take that with me. You know,
which is natural after all these years.
Yeah.
You don't want to get rid of stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, what did you have to do? Well, you got weight limits.
Cut your losses down.
You got size limits and weight limits on your airports, on your flights, and the bags that you take on your flight. So we had to keep reducing.
Well, we only had a backpack, didn't we? So
yeah, and to be honest, I was the same. I was like, fucking hell, I didn't realise it was this fucking minimal that we could take with us. But yeah, we kept reducing, right back to the basics.
Yeah.
Right, and I'm going to ask Sarah actually on video.
Hang on.
Has it been such a major issue getting rid of all our stuff?
No.
And by that, I mean everything that, you know,
at the time, do you know what I mean? Having to lower it and keep lowering it was frustrating and annoying.
It was then, but what I mean
now,
when you look back and reflect, and we've come on video to actually tell you guys it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter getting rid of all that stuff, does it? It really doesn't matter. Because, I mean, we've just had a couple of minutes before we went on video just to discuss it and, you know, sort of plan out what we're going to, you know, talk about, not how we're going to talk, what we... Do you my knee? No, Sarah didn't just shoot me, it was my knee crack.
My hands were here.
And yeah, it doesn't bother us that we haven't got the stuff that we had. Now, we've been out here 11 weeks, and yes, we have accumulated a few little bits and bobs, but because, I mean, it could change at any given time. I mean, yes, we're on the road to stability now with the job and income and stuff like that. But we're still not stable. No, I can't say that. We are stable with our accommodation. It's not the accommodation we want long term. That I think that's fair to say.
Yeah.
So we've got to bear in mind anything that we accumulate now, we may still have to travel with it, albeit not that far now. Okay. So the little things, I mean, coming back to clothes, I mean, they're the essentials, really, the clothes. You've got to have clothes. And we sort of wrapped it right down to 3 sets of clothes, or I have.
Oh, you did, yeah.
1 set on, 1 set in the wash or drying or whatever, and 1 set ready to put on, should anything happen. I mean, it's quite often I go down the beach fishing, come back soaking wet through, so it's nice to put on a clean set of clothes, you know?
Yeah, you do actually. You say, I'm not going in the water, but you do.
I always do. I've got to have my feet in the water. I feel a better connection with the fish.
Feet in,
fishy.
all the way up to the top of his leg, yeah.
That's maybe why the fish aren't coming, actually. I've got my feet in the water. But no, joking apart, 3 sets of clothes. How many did you have in the UK when we lived in England? How many sets of clothes did you have?
Loads. I just never wore them.
No, to be fair, not just loads. It wasn't loads that you wore now. We stored a load of clothes that we never used.
Keep it in a suitcase like winter.
Winter clothes that was in a suitcase or a bottom drawer or something. I had a 5-drawer chest of drawers, I think, in the bedroom, packed. And now I can look back and think, what was actually in there? Because we're not missing anything. We've got everything we need. So we don't really know. Socks was a good one. I've never worn a pair of socks since being out here. And to be fair, I don't think I will. I don't think I will.
I really thought I would because when I was packing my bag, I must have had about 10 pairs of socks in there thinking I'd be needing them.
Yeah.
And then I managed to downgrade them a bit more and I ended up with about 5 pairs. And when we come here, I haven't even worn
We've still got socks. I've still got 3 pairs of socks, you know, just in case. But
I mean, my feet are feeling a bit cooler now. So whether I will start wearing them now, I don't know. There's a possibility.
And that could, what is that in the house? That could be because it's all tiles, you see, where it was all carpets at home. So you've got to bear that in mind as well. So like I say, we're not saying we don't need them, but chances are we might not, you know. The temperature at the moment, looking at years gone by on the internet and stuff like that, it's not going to drop much lower than what it is now, to be fair. So, like I say, we'll see how that goes. So clothes-wise, no, 3 sets. And to be fair, I mean, if you need a new T-shirt, I didn't manage to get the bargain at Carrefour that I'd seen. I went one week, Carrefour being the French supermarket at the end of the linear, €2 for a basic T-shirt. No, it's not fancy or out like that, but it's one for kicking about the house in, yeah? And I said I'd go back and get one. Anyway, when I went back, they didn't have any, but they had one in fact, it was this one I got on now. It's quite a decent enough T-shirt for €4, which is the equivalent of about £3.50, something like that. So it's minimal, it really is. So that's one big thing that we can turn around and say, clothes-wise, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It is annoying wearing the same clothes because everyone sees you in the same... Well, I don't really care about everybody else, but and wearing the same things all the time, and you're like, oh, I really fancy something different, but this will come.
It will come. That's
You
what
know.
we say. Once we've got the stability of our final destination, so to speak, the place that we feel as though that is home, you know, that will come where we can get a coat if we need a coat.
Mm.
I'm just listening now to the roof, and it is actually raining now. So,
Yeah, when it rains, it pours.
but there again, to be honest, out here a coat would be far too much. We said this the other
Yeah.
day when we was walking to Gibraltar.
Depending on the day, innit? It's like,
Yeah, because in Spain you start the day and it can be beautiful, it can be glorious. You walk across the border into Gibraltar, it can be quite glum and grey, overcast, and it's like we said, maybe a little coat would have done today, you know. But saying that,
Yeah.
you've then got to carry it all the way home.
Mm.
So I think, to be fair, in the long run, if we do end up getting some sort of shower-proof coat or something, it will literally be like that. Can you remember the old cagoules or whatever?
I've actually
called?
got an anorak. Is it an anorak? Is that what they call it? Like a jacket. It's actually in there. I actually brought it with me.
A real lightweight thing.
Yeah. Let
Yeah.
me go see if I'll find it in a minute.
Yeah.
I'll find it in a minute.
So that's quite sufficient out here. You know, you're not battling driving rain and force 10 gales and 4 foot of snow. You're not battling that sort of stuff out here.
No, you're just battling that rain, because when that comes,
Oh yeah, when the rain comes,
you need a really strong umbrella.
or a hood. Get a hood on, and like I say, just shelter for a bit, because it's stopped now. It's never for long.
No, it's quick bursts, and it's
They're
still
quick, heavy bursts,
Yeah.
aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the closed situation. Shoes is the same, you know.
Well, I only brought. I brought a pair of trainers. I was wearing them.
I was going to say this is quite an interesting one, really, because I was wearing. Was I wearing shoes, or was I wearing them black slip-on,
Yeah, you'll have worn those.
like them
yeah.
Crocs?
Yeah.
There was like Crocs, but they was really comfy. They were proper beach sandals sort of thing, and I wore them in the UK anyway. Wore them in England, and I wore them out here. I'm pretty sure that's what I wore. And did I have one other pair?
Yeah, I think you did have another pair. Yeah. It's was it them ones that you pull on, and it had a string on it? Or did you not bring?
Do you know what? I can't remember.
Can't
but
remember
I know
'cause
we
it's
didn't.
been
We
through
had
quite a
two.
few.
I think I had 2 sets of. Do you know what? I don't think I did. I think I'd binned them at the last minute, and I said, no, sorry, I've worn these long enough. That's the pair. In fact, just bear with us. Those, yeah. And look at the sole on them. To be fair, there is still some wear
That's
on
pretty
them.
good.
They have done over 400 miles since we came out here. And that's what I was wearing when
Yeah,
I
that's
left
'cause you got
England.
new ones.
That is what I was wearing. Now, I did run, I think I stubbed it on a curb or something, and I got a hole in the end. It wasn't massive, but I tried to glue it and stuff like that. And then I decided to buy a pair of flip-flops, which are pretty comfortable now that I've bedded them in. You know, they're just like a pair of shoes. You have to bed them in, otherwise you end up with blisters, which I did the first day, didn't I? I got a blister between my big toe. But anyway, beside the point, what I'm trying to say is, how many pairs of shoes did I have at home? I had my Crocs, I had a pair of slippers, I believe, I had a pair of shoes, I had a pair of walking boots, I had a pair of did I have gardening shoes, some sort of slip-on gardening shoes. That's 5 pairs. Totally unnecessary out here. In England, you need that sort of stuff. So yet again, we've been able to reduce. And do you know what? It does not bother us one bit. It really doesn't. I've got 3 pairs now. I've got the pair that I came out in, a pair of like slingback sandals, like material sandals. Now I went for comfort for them, because the other basic flip-flops was a bit uncomfortable, and that's it. That's all we've got. So I've got a pair for going out in, I've got a pair for slouching around, you know, this apartment.
So your shoes are still quite building up now, aren't they? So you'll be needing
No.
a closet soon.
No, not particularly. What I'm saying is we've got plenty, you know, in that, but it's minimal.
Well,
Yeah.
I had to get rid of my trainers. Although over the years they've caused me so many blisters for my toes because I was buying the size that fitted, but the next, say like a 5.5, because that's what I am, a 5.5. If I went for a size 6 in the particular trainer I was wearing, it was going to cost me double the money. And obviously I couldn't afford it, but I knew the 5.5s would fit okay, which they did, but they used to just cripple that little toe.
You just can't
And I couldn't get
justify the
comfy,
price
really.
difference
No.
in half a size for the shoe.
No.
It was stupid, wasn't it?
But they fitted okay, but the problem is because we was doing so much walking for so many hours and stuff, my little toes were just so sore that I had to just get a new pair of trainers and get rid of them. And since then, you know, my trainers that I bought, I just have to put an inner sole in them, and they are comfortable. And I don't have the problem with my little toes anymore. So that's rectified, which I'm happy with. So yeah, I only brought one pair of trainers out, but I do have a pair of flip-flops and trainers.
So I think the big message here we're trying to get across is the fact that, you know, and we was just as guilty as this as anybody would think they would be as well. We can't get rid of this stuff. We can't get rid of this stuff. We need this. You know, we will need this. No, we don't. We don't. We've got very minimal stuff here, and we're quite happy. We've got what we need. I can't think, to be fair, I can't think we've actually missed anything and been really pissed off about it.
I'll tell you what I do miss. I actually do miss it because I don't have it. And since being out here from 2 weeks, I no longer had the internet when I was out walking around and that.
Mobile internet.
Yeah, mobile
right,
internet.
Okay, data on your phone, you mean?
Yeah, sorry, yeah. And I've not had it since then. And it can be frustrating because I used to like getting my phone out and being able to see if anyone's messaged or whatever. But now I just don't. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me because I think that's the only time. Your best time out is when you're not being, you know, hassled or not hassled.
You haven't got that convenience of being distracted.
Yeah, so
you know?
I can only do it when I get home, which gives me the time out when I go out, and I don't have to worry about
switch off.
Yeah, and, you know, and I enjoy that. So that's not to say I won't get some data soon. I am thinking of it eventually when we've got money and that to do it.
Yeah, that's it. I think the only reason being that we're in that situation, yes, I've got mobile data because somebody had to, and it was purely because at the time Google Maps needed a data connection in order to use it as a sat-nav. So one of us had to have data, didn't we?
Well, we needed it, yeah.
Now, the thing is, now Google Maps has changed. You don't need data. Excuse me. So it's not really needed. And to be fair, you are right, Sarah. You are right. You know, if you're going out for a reason. You don't want to be disturbed by other people. You don't want this ping notification that somebody's liked your post and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, I love people liking the post.
I like to see it.
We like the feedback because we know that we're not just gabbing to ourselves, you know. And like I say, you know, we can do that when we get home. You know, we can focus more. You know, when you're in a different place like this, you guys saw the videos of the whale going past while we was down the beach fishing. If we'd have had our heads in our phones, we wouldn't have seen that, yeah? We often stand on the roof watching people driving past as they're having a brew or whatever in the morning. Everybody, passenger, is on their phone. Their heads are down. They don't even know where they're going. And it is a shame, you know, we don't want to go back to that. But the main reason we didn't have mobile data is just to reduce our overheads until we got sorted out. And I've got to be perfectly honest.
Be sensible, wouldn't you?
I don't know whether I'll go for data anymore. You know, after this one, I think I've got a couple of weeks left on mine or something.
I don't think we'll need to, because we'll be places where we have internet.
We're working together. We're living together. There's only that odd one occasion or two when we go. I'll go to the shop or something, but seriously, it's really not necessary, is it?
Well, it's not that.
We'll see.
It's
We'll
like,
see.
you know, if we wanted to, which we have done, we can go places, we can go into Gibraltar or whatever, and we can actually get Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi,
Yeah,
whenever we're out and about. Not
Yeah.
everywhere, but we can pretty much get it.
No, but given an emergency situation,
Mm.
you could find somewhere
Mm.
that offers free Wi-Fi. We've got an app on the phone that tells you how to get it and stuff, and you know, there's always somewhere, isn't there? So like I say,
But when we are like going to the beach and that, like, that's the kind of thing. What I'm trying to say is, when we're going to the beach, or you go fishing,
that's
or
what
anything,
we're going for.
you're going to do that. You're not going to sit there on your phone. So,
Yeah,
and to
yeah.
be in all fairness, I've gone so long without the data. I'm happy with the internet that's back at home.
In all fairness, it brings us back to when we was at our youth. You know, I said to somebody the other day, I used to bike 5 miles to go to my friend's house to find out that there was out. You know, and I'd bike 5 miles back. I didn't get pissed off. I just enjoyed the bike ride, and that is the sort of thing that we're doing now. And communication is the key. Say if we get to 1:30 in the afternoon, and I say to Sarah, I says, we're not doing a great deal. I says, I might go down, you know, for an hour's fishing or something. Do you want to come with us, or do you want to stay here, or whatever? Now, if Sarah wants to stay here, I tell her where I'm going. It's communication. I'm not going to leave her guessing. And to be fair, if she did want me, she knows where I am, don't you?
Yeah.
You know, it's about communicating and telling each other what we're doing in our day. You know,
It's having a choice.
having choices, absolutely. We've got choices, you know, but we've also got responsibilities and respect for each other. You know, to tell them what we're up to. That's not because we don't trust each other, that's because we've got fucking respect for each other. If Sarah wanted me and I was down the beach and she thought I was at the fucking shop or something like that, that's going to cause panic, it's going to cause, you know, disruption, mistrust. We don't want that. We don't want that. We don't see the problem in telling the other partner what we're up to. You know, we've got nothing to hide. So yeah, that's what it's about, guys. Communication and trust. And like I say, we don't need mobile phones to do that. Let's rewind it. Let's get back to basics because it works. We've proved it, haven't we?
Yeah, the amount of people we've been talking to, it's nice to actually have a conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Without always looking down at your phone. Yeah. So that's it. That's clothes, shoes, mobile data.
Okay, did you bring anything quirky that you really didn't need?
Anything what, darling?
Anything in your bag that you really didn't need?
Anything in my bag that I really didn't need? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Flasks. Little flasks. We really honestly thought we'd need a little flask. And even when we was doing all that walking, we didn't actually use them, did we?
Mm.
You know, and don't think we're saying don't take a flask if you go. You know, you've always got to have a drink.
We were going to, if we got stuck, that's what we were going to use them for.
It's sensible, to be fair, to always have water with you. I remember going one day to Bempton Cliffs up, not far from Bridlington, Hornsey, and I was with my parents at the time. It's going back some years now. There was camping, and I just wanted to go for a stroll around Bempton Cliffs. You know, Mum's not up for it, Dad's not up for it, so I set off on my own. I was gone for 5 hours, and I tell you what, I felt fucking ill because I didn't have a drink. I was dehydrated, the sun took a turn for the better, and it was beating down, and I felt ill when I got back. I was stupid, I know I was stupid, and I'll never forget that. Obviously dehydration had set in a little bit, you know, so like I say,
you just learnt your lesson, didn't you?
Absolutely, yeah. But like I say, don't take it as though we're saying you don't need a flask. You do need some sort of water to
we
keep
prepared, didn't we?
Be prepared and be sensible, of course. But yeah, that I didn't use. My monocular, which is like a pair of binoculars but the single version, I decided to bring that with me. I think we've used it once or twice, but I have plans for that. I will be using that more when we get into the guest house and such like, because we're in a better location. So I can't say that was a waste of time bringing that.
I went through my bag the other day, and because I still have my bag, and obviously I still actually live out of it. And I like living out of it, because then if it gets overfilled, I'll be thinking I need to get rid of some stuff. No, I had a look through mine, and
But not only that, we don't need drawers at the end of the day.
not at the moment anyway.
I have a little pile of clothes at the side of the bed, tidy, folded up, stuff like that. I could put them in my drawer, I could put them in my bag, but it doesn't matter where they are.
No, it
does
doesn't matter where
really?
they are, no, as long as you...
The fact being that we're not overloaded with clothes.
Well, actually, when we came out, I brought a jacket. Not this one, because this one's your jacket, isn't it? I brought my jacket, and you'd actually brought one that's got no sleeves in it, which I use more. I don't really see you wearing it, because I'm wearing it. But
I'm quite hot-blooded actually, so I don't feel the cold as much as you do I?
You are. I feel so much heat off you. I can
Hot
feel it now. No, don't say it's the hot stuff.
Hot stuff,
No.
baby.
But yeah, I was going through my bag, and I think I actually brought 2 packs of cards. No, 3 packs of cards.
With Uno cards.
No, 4 packs of cards then, right? Okay, so I
and we've only played
once.
once, I think, yeah. But it doesn't matter. I mean, yeah, we could go to the shop and buy a pack of playing cards, but, you know, it wasn't necessary. But
To be fair, the Uno cards is something that we always play, but we haven't played them while we've been here, but we might do. So I brought a pack of cards that were from Sports Direct, so I got them free, I think. So, I brought them because there was a new pack of cards. And I brought a pack of cards that belonged to my dad, which he gave to me, and they're a bit sentimental, so I just can't leave them anywhere, and I seem to take them everywhere, so I've still got them. And then I've got this really tiny pack of cards. You can play with them, but I've got a really tiny pack, and I can't seem to let go of them. So they're
just novelty type thing, isn't it?
Just keep them with me.
So, right, now to the inevitable gaming, television, and all the electronic stuff that we had. You guys knew that we were pretty geeky. We had PlayStation Network throughout the house, to 2 gaming systems, TVs,
3 in the one room.
3 TVs in the one room, one on the internet from a laptop, one on PlayStation, one for Freeview for the kids with another PlayStation. Okay.
Crazy.
Okay, absolutely fucking ludicrous, I'm going to say
we went with the society.
You go with it.
Not just for
you
us,
go
but
with
for our
it.
kids.
Don't take that wrong, guys. We don't regret it. At the end of the day, it was what it was. My point is, or our point is now, is that, is it necessary? No, it's absolutely not necessary. And I'll tell you exactly what it does. It suppresses you. Yeah? It's all right people saying, oh yeah, but it is nice. It is nice to have a game. I used to enjoy Farming Sim.
4 hours would just go in no time, wouldn't it? And you
yes.
you don't know what the hell's happened in them 4 hours apart from what you've done in that game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shit
absolutely.
happens.
And that is the addiction. The addiction is, it is fun. Yeah? What did I used to play? What's that? Sniper Elite 4, I think it was. And I could get on there, and you guys know me, I'm not a gamer. I'm not one that'll sit there for hours, but hang on a minute. When I got into that game, I was actually there for 2, 3, sometimes 4 hours.
Not very often.
Not in the day,
not very
so
often.
much in the day,
Once in
but
a blue
at
moon.
night, when kids are sort of going to bed, gone to bed, and we just sat there having a joint at night or whatever. It was literally, right, I'll go on this, and I'm not joking, before I knew it was like 4 hours, and it's like, that's not good. That's not good. But you don't care at the time. If it's there, it's there.
You just want to carry on and continue with the game, because even I just played Spyro.
It's fun. Yeah.
And it's fun. And in fact, if we had one now and someone else had one and let us on it.
Well, we have discussed...
I find it a bit hard to get into the games. You need hours to play.
We have discussed it at the guest house, haven't we?
Yeah.
Because we're going to have a TV there, not particularly for our use, but for the guests. If it's raining, they want to stay in, they can watch TV. We should be able to get Gibraltar telly, which is English and whatever. So, but either way, we have discussed it, and we said, well, might do that. We might chip in and just go thirds on a gaming system or something. I think the point is, guys, I'm saying that now that we've come out here our lives have transformed. They really have. We're starting to. I thought my feet were connected to the ground back in England, and as much as I did try, no, they weren't. You know, I'm starting to feel nature far more out here. That whale the other day took my breath away. It really did, and it was such an experience. This is the sort of thing that David Attenborough would send out an expedition to film. Do you know what I mean? And we just watched it waltzing past. You know.
Wouldn't have seen it if my head was in my phone.
Exactly. When you realise that life is not the way we thought it should be, and we're all guilty of that, that's when you start to realise that gaming is not that important. TV is not that important. We've got, in fact, we don't really do that anymore. Back in England, we didn't have a TV. We did have TVs, but we didn't watch TV like Emmerdale, Coronation Street, EastEnders, all the soap stuff. We didn't bother. You know, we sussed that bit out years ago, didn't we? That it was just mind numbing. You know, but we did watch documentaries and films and videos and such like on YouTube, and some degree we still do that, but not near as much now. Not near as much. We've been working on Pyrography, like you all know.
I think at the end of the day, we like quiet, we like time out. Even if we're not really doing a lot at all,
That's what I was just coming to. I mean, we've spent the afternoon yesterday and today doing some Pyrography, because, like I say, we're just kicking our heels to get the keys for the guest house. They're retiling the floors and decorating and such like, so we've sort of postponed it for about a week. We said, right, fuck it, we'll get on, we'll do some more Pyrography, because it's going to sell there, you see, or that's what I'm hoping to. And we sat here, and it was so quiet, it was unreal. No music, no TV, nothing on in the background, and it was heaven.
Oh.
And we could get on and do our work, you know.
Yeah.
So, yet again, not missing it. Computer, no. To be fair, we did, and the only thing we have missed is the fact that we can print out designs, you know, for the Pyrography. We had to find an alternative way of doing it, so that's been fun. It's been a challenge, it's been fun, and, well, you've seen the work, it works, you know. Did it cause frustration? Yes, it did, because it would have been a lot easier the way we'd sussed out how to do it before, but it just proves that, you know, it doesn't matter what happens in life. Don't lose your rag. Don't lose hope. If you have a goal, our goal was to get this Pyrography done. Immediately we saw the hurdles, didn't we? It's like, oh, fuck, we can't do it.
Yeah, we can't do this, we can't print, we need this kind of paper, we need this.
And to get stuff printed out costs you money over here, and do you know what I mean? So it's like, no, we're going to take the challenge and we'll do it an alternative way. And in all due respect, the carbon paper that we got is better than what we was using in England, and cheaper, fucking sight cheaper. The printing is not necessary now, because we
draw it now.
Drawing, tracing paper, drawing, hand drawing, stuff like that. So like I say, to be fair, it's a different way of doing it to get the same results, to get that end result, and the results are still as good as what they were in England. We're happy with them, everybody else is happy with them. So yet again, this is about breaking the chains of normality, breaking the chains of what we're used to, and reducing everything. I mean, look at printers now, they're throwaway. You can't get ink cartridges cheaper than buying a new fucking printer now. Not really, which is it's fucking insane.
Yeah, it is.
It's insane.
It's wasting money.
I never worked that bit out, and I never will do. But now I don't need to. That's the whole point. And this is how our lives are changing. We don't have stupid little frustrations like that to worry about, do we?
No.
So I think a bit more of the message across here that we're trying to get across is reduce, minimalise everything. Don't ever think you need all this materialistic wealth. You don't, okay? And if you get in a situation like the Pyrography for us, if you get in a situation where you think, oh, fucking hell, I wish I had that, I could do, look for an alternative. That's what life is all about. It keeps this fucker working, doesn't it? We're so used to
making our lives easier. That's what we're so used to, isn't it?
Yeah, you've hit the nail on the head. And if we can't make it easy, somebody else is going to make it easy for you.
And we'll create something to make it easier.
Yeah, what happened?
Which is great.
Look at art. Art in itself is creative skills, yeah? Skills, life skills, yeah? Challenges. The amount of time, we can identify it now that we've stepped out of that system. We can look at people and say, hang on a minute, you don't even know what a challenge is. We did this a couple of weeks back, didn't we? You know.
Yeah, we don't look at people and do that now.
We look at life. We look at life. And people over here are quite surprised at how we can turn around an impossible situation into quite an easy task. You know, what was it? What was the other day? Oh, because his chair collapsed on him, yeah? And he was going to throw it out. It was a wooden chair. It's one of these proper wooden chairs that, you know, tongue and groove and everything like tongue and groove, I think it's called, built properly, not these IKEA fucking things, yeah? So he's going to chuck it out. Anyway, he decided to go out for the day, and I, looking at it, you know me, I can't stand waste, so I got my wood glue out from the corner shop. It was about €1, something like that. I got my wood glue out and I fixed it. And he come back and he was gobsmacked. He says, you diamond. He says, I couldn't have done that. I said, you could. That's the whole point. You could do that, but we're just so ingrained in here. If it's broke, throw it away. If it's broke, throw it away. If it's broke, throw it away. No, don't throw it away. Fucking use it. You know? So that's been a big lesson for us, hasn't it? So
it does make
you don't need everything that we had.
It does make me wonder though, Gav, what would we do if we had loads of money? Because in all fairness, we're not likely to go out and squander it. And waste money. Actually...
How would you waste money?
Well,
do you know what?
money is making
this.
your life easier.
We have discussed this, right? We have work just around the corner now. We are coping now, paying the rent and food and stuff like that. So, okay, we're going to be earning money. What are we going to spend it on? What would you guys spend it on? Because let's be fair, when we was in England, we didn't have a great deal of spare money to do anything with anyway. Car was a biggie. You all know, owning a car, running a car, keeping it on the road is fucking expensive. It really is. We don't need that now. So that's a big saving, isn't it? We've still got bills, and when we get our own place, we haven't got bills now, but when we get our own place, we'll have bills, electric and water and such like, which is a lot cheaper than out here. We've even discussed having a moped, believe it or not, buzzing about on a moped, because that's the norm out here, you know. Up to 50cc, I can ride with Sarah on the back, because she says, oh, let's get a bigger one. We can't, without taking another test. And I don't want to go through that. A moped is just enough for what we need. Yeah, it's going to save our legs and stuff. We're not getting any younger.
Oh, you keep mentioning that. I'm getting younger. You're getting older.
Up here, we're getting younger. We was on about this the other day. But like I say, we want to look after ourselves. And what's wrong with having a buzz round on a moped, you know? There's no road tax out here. You don't pay it. You just pay it through the fuel, I guess. And it's a lot cheaper than in England. So, yeah, that's one thing that we could pay. But that's going to be a one purchase and then cheap as chips to run, you know.
But these things are not needed.
No, they're not needed.
They're not needed. It's just about making your life a little bit that little bit more easier. But
so it brings us back to the question of what will we do if we earn some money? Yeah, which is just around the corner. We pay our bills, we pay our way, we pay our food, which is normal. That's your responsibilities. So your excess money, what do you do with that? Now, you can go into Gibraltar and it can soon go. I mean, the food over there is quite expensive. The cable car, I mean, this is the hypocrisy of Gibraltar. I mean, it's not all shining lights, you know. It's £16 to go, per person, to go up the cable car to the rock top. Yeah? That's extortionate in my mind.
For the amount of people that are queued up.
Oh, yeah, there's huge queues to go up it, so they must make a fortune. But if you're a resident of the Rock, I think it's free.
That's £3.50.
That's very cheap compared to... Oh, it's the buses that are free, isn't it? The buses is free.
I don't know about that. So.
There's no bus fare for a Gibraltar resident. It's only tourists that pay for the bus fare. But like I say, either way, it is quite expensive as tourists, which we're classed as tourists at the moment. So we could spend our money on that, but no, that's just extravagant. But we did say what's wrong, because the airport is literally a stone's throw away from us. It's walking distance. Wherever you are in this area, it's walking distance, yeah? So we said, well, okay then, what's wrong with saving up? Catching a cheap budget plane. We don't want first class star, 5-star bloody service. And go places. Book a cheap room through booking.com or Airbnb or something like that. We don't need 5-star hotels now. Now we're starting to realise how much this will benefit us in the future as well. Because if we have enough money to catch a plane, we're not talking regular, maybe 2, 3, 4 times a year. It'd be great to go to a different country. Morocco's 15 miles away from here, North Africa. So we're definitely going to make that the first one, I think, when we've got some money saved up. But it could be Italy, it could be Greece, because what you're paying for. We've learned that we don't need all this shite. We
don't eat 4 times a day either.
No, we can be like turtles. We could shove all our stuff on our back for a week or 2 and then come back here. We wouldn't venture out in England because it was such a suppressed way of living.
Everyone's scared to go down certain streets, let alone do anything.
Yeah.
And if you go out, majority of the time you're going to see something that you definitely don't want to see.
And don't get us wrong, we're not knocking anybody for being that way. We were the same.
Yeah.
There's certain streets in Scunthorpe that I didn't want to park the car in and walk up. Shouldn't have to live like that, guys. We don't.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's everywhere, but nowhere as near as where we were.
We've walked past cars here and they've been unlocked all the time. You can quite clearly see the doors aren't even shut properly, and nobody gives a shit. Nobody does out. And they're not scrap cars. They're used.
I actually do read more happening in Gibraltar. To be honest, I do read things that kids are causing
being
problems. Yeah, I've read that just lately. Yeah. But then you're going to get that everywhere, aren't you?
So yeah, materialistic stuff. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about? Do we want any of it back?
I guess...
Tools. Sorry, Sarah.
That's what you really wanted to talk about, wasn't it?
Tools, right? I've fixed Matey Boy's bike. I've fixed this, I've fixed that, I've fixed the other. On the odd occasion I've thought, if I'd have been at home, I know exactly where that is, and that would have made my job easier. But the point being, like I said before, you improvise. You always get round a challenge by improvising and creating a new way of doing it. And I don't think we've got stuck yet with anything, have we?
Well, if you can't do something, you can't do it, can you? So.
Now, I had shitloads of tools, for anything and everything that I'd accumulated over the years, and I hadn't spent a great deal of money on tools.
No, you've just been gifted them, haven't you? From me.
Yeah. Well, not only from you, from people that have, that I've done jobs for and such like. Anyway, been out here helping other people, and they're already giving me little tools. I'm not going to, gain a big stash of tools like I had before, but I will be just getting the basics. Cross-head screwdriver, straight-head screwdriver, do you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Just the essentials to get by. So again, materialistic. Amateur radios. Amateur radios was another one. I mean, some of you guys knows the amount of equipment that I had. Again, it didn't cost millions. It didn't cost thousands, actually, But there was material value to it, to me. We sold most of it. I think Chris has got a couple of my radios that have real sentimental value. And we was discussing this the other night. Once we get settled in, then with the knowledge that I've got, I'm going to get Chris to post them to me, because I can make use out of it, and I don't have to put any more money into it, because I can make antennas. I might need a bit of coax or something like that, but I'm sure the local club in Gibraltar will tell me where to get that from at a cheap cost or something, you know. But it's not the expense anymore. I've done that. I've moved on. I've not ignored the hobby. I've put it on, you know, the back burner for now because we've got more important things to sort out with our lives. But I've got to be honest, I can't wait to have a go out here. Whether I'll do any good or not, I don't know. But at the moment, we've got nothing losing, you know. I took my exams. I got the best of the best. We can do what we need to do now, you know, and that's something we can pick up as time goes by, and maybe get other people involved out here.
It's just about sharing your knowledge.
It is sharing knowledge, not being extravagant about anything, you know, not being egotistical about it, such like, you know. But like I say, I would like to get them out at some point. We did say sort of beginning of maybe springtime next year. We'll send Chris the money to parcel them up and send them over here, because like I say, sentiments are still there, you know, and I don't want them in England. I want them with me, you know. And to be able to use them out here will be just as much fun, you know.
Oh, yeah, I've got a really big box there too.
Well, like I say, these are the sort of things that we can look into.
They'll just come eventually.
Yeah.
They're just stuff that we didn't want to part with, so we saved the box. So
I think the message in this video today is that it was a struggle trying to downgrade, but it was now we're seeing it as it was an unnecessary hassle, a stress. We was getting stressed about getting rid of stuff, weren't we, to be fair? You know,
so
don't
sad
get rid of this.
Yeah, you know.
Sad, yeah. But then when you start your life, we feel so much more alive now. Yes, we do miss things, but not as near, as far as enjoying things that are being created new. We're manifesting a new way of life. There's so many more things that we're experiencing now. It sort of gets rid of that feeling of I'm missing this, I'm missing that, you know. And like I say, we can mould our lives into exactly what we want now. There's no peer pressure.
No.
You know, you can't help it. When you've got kids, you've got to have a gaming system, you've got to have a telly, do you know what I mean? Because otherwise you do get that stigma attached where you're not letting them do what all their mates are doing and stuff like that. So don't get me wrong, we're not saying that we didn't want to do it. We're saying that when the chance comes, when the time is right, reduce it.
Well, we always knew that these sort of things can be damaging to the children, so that's why we always put.
There's no doubt about that. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I have seen it. I've seen
seen
it just
that
lately
news
as well.
report about that kid that was cheating on Fortnite. Yeah. I mean, these are big life lessons, guys, you know, and I hope kids are watching this as well, because at the end of the day, it's a fucking game, right? But the trouble is, these games are psychologically damaging the kids. Now, before you go off on a rant and say, yeah, they're not only games. This kid learnt, or was in the belief that he could cheat, yeah? And basically what it was, when it's a shooting game, for those that don't know what it is, it's a shooting game, and to be accurate, you've got to aim your gun and you've got to shoot. Now this kid found a cheat where you don't even have to aim it, you just fire and everybody gets killed, and it's a cheating fucker, simple as that, yeah? Now, he's kicked off crying and screaming because the makers of Fortnite have banned him for life on that account. They won't let him play anymore, and apparently he's a big gamer, isn't he? Well, let's face facts here, guys, yeah? If he's a big gamer, why was he cheating? Right? So he's got that wrong. If you're good at something, you don't need to cheat. Okay?
You're cheating yourself.
That's right. Now, secondly, he's kicking off saying, I only did it the once. Now, did he only do it the once, or did he only get caught once? That's kid stuff, isn't it? Kids will nick sweets out of the cupboard until you catch him. So I've only done it once. Yeah.
That's
Come on, guys. We know. We're not stupid. We were kids, you know. But he's kicked off big fucking style because he's not happy that he's been banned from it. Now, the bad thing about this is it's teaching them, because even his mother's turned round and said that they should give him grace. The creators of Fortnite, it's not Epic Games or somebody, is it? I can't remember. But the creators of Fortnite should let him off. No, I don't believe it one bit.
Well,
Why should they let him off? You go to court for something serious that you've done and say, well, I only did it once. You go stab someone. Yeah? It's quite serious, yeah? And you go to court, you get sent to court and you get sent down. You plead with them to let you off because you only did it. It's not going to work, is it? It's called life's lessons. Now, this is the danger of the game. There's nothing wrong with the fucking game. There's nothing wrong with the game. It's what it's doing to the kids for future generations. We've always said this. The psychological damage, the cheating aspect, the screaming, and that was another comment, wasn't it? You know, why do kids have to scream at the set, at the TV set, when things aren't going right? Right, challenge 1. Remove the fucking screen and the gaming set and get all those gamers together in the room. Would they scream at each other like that? No, they wouldn't. Why? Because they'd probably get a fucking punch on the nose for talking to people like that. I've done it. We've done it. We've listened to our own kids arguing, effing and blinding at people on the PlayStation. Of course we brought them off or banned them for a day or two or to let them cool down, but it's commonplace. It's commonplace that they've got to scream, shout, throw the fucking self about. If they lose a game,
the remote control.
If they lose a game, they throw the remote control. I'm sorry, but I don't agree with them. I don't agree with them to that effect. Because
the majority of people, some people it doesn't, but the majority of people it turns them so nasty.
Yes, it does. It does. So we don't miss that one bit.
No.
We don't miss that one bit, you know? There's a good old saying, little, what was it? Little and often or something like that. It's the same with anything. It's like chocolate. If you eat chocolate in abundance, you'll become fat. You'll get diabetes, maybe. You know, you'll be ill. You're on the wrong diet, you know? If you eat, was it somebody ate all fish? Who was telling us? Oh, the Romanian football coach that was here. This really nice guy, yeah? And he had to really have it out with this guy because all he was eating was sardines. Brilliant footballer. But something in abundance like that, if you're just going to do the same thing over and over again, it's going to be damaging in some way or other, isn't it? You know?
It's a bit like me with the pyrography. I was saying to you about that. You know, you can do things that are going to sell, but are you going to feel fulfilled having to recreate that every time? It can become monotonous.
Yeah.
And I like to do things, I'll repeat something for a short period, but I like to change it. I like to do different.
Well, this is where we've got the best of both worlds, to be fair, because we're not in production. We are selling them, but we're not a factory.
No.
We don't have to make
hundreds,
thousands an income. You know,
No.
This is pin money. This is just money to top up the bank, the bank or the pocket or whatever. This is money to go out for a meal with whenever you want to. Do you know what I mean? Or something like that. If you want to make a change and go
It's not like we do, because we don't do that.
That's right.
We never did it back then, so...
I think the point is we wouldn't spend 10 or 11 quid on fish and chips. Yeah? But living
That's
out
just one
here,
person.
this is how much it is. Yeah, that's one person, yeah. Living out here, that's how expensive it is in Gibraltar, and they don't tend to have fish and chips over here. If they do, it's not the sort of fish that we'd eat anyway.
I'm happy with a burger down the road.
Yeah, so this is what we're doing. We're doing this so that we've got that little bit of excess money. So we said, sod it. We'll pay 10 quid for fish and chips, and we'll go. And it won't be regular. It'll just be as a treat now and then, you know?
I think at the end of it is to basically say we've done it ourselves. We haven't needed anyone to help us to get to it. Well, okay, we have, but not money-wise. We've not asked anyone else to give us the money to get us to where we want to be.
You reap what you sow.
Yeah, so we are You know, at the end of the day, everyone's going to be at that point where they'll have to do it themselves. Or if they aren't already, you know what I mean? But if you realise the fact that when you are on your own, and you are, well, I know we're not on our own, but we are, we're the ones that are responsible to...
Yeah, don't be afraid
create
to ask questions. We've had a couple of people asking us, you know, did we come out here buy property? They want to know the first steps of how to go about it.
And no, we didn't.
And we said, we told you when we came out here, you'll get the bare truth.
Yeah, we'll just tell
if it's hard,
how
it's
it was
hard.
for us.
We'll tell you.
It doesn't mean it's going to be the same for you, but we can say how it was for us.
Well, there's one thing we can say: it's not easy. You've got to be prepared to work hard at making your life, and this is what you're not used to. A lot of people aren't used to doing that. They're just running in with society and what's expected of them. We was guilty as sin for that. Yeah, you know, we did try and break away a few times, but society kept dragging us back. Expectations of the children kept dragging us back. That's fine. It's not a problem. It's part of the journey.
Yeah.
But what we're saying now is, if you want to break away after the kids are grown up and doing their own thing, you want to break away and make your life, be prepared for a struggle, be prepared to challenge. If you're not prepared, don't fucking do it. Don't do it. You'll end up on your ass, guys, and I wouldn't want anyone to, you know, be like that. If you're prepared to walk 400 miles like we did, do it.
That's if you
do it.
That's
Go
if
for
you
it.
wanna. That's what we did to look for work, or to
do what's necessary. And we didn't really know what was necessary before we got out here. In all honesty.
I will say, I still say it. You do need. I'm trying to say you do need a little bit of money to get you going, to start you off.
Of course you do. You
don't.
You don't.
We
Because
didn't have a lot of money. Nothing really, is it?
No,
just
we
from
didn't.
the crap from the house, everything in it.
Right. We had minimal amount of money, and we utilised that the best way possible. Okay.
That's why we haven't had ice creams and.
That's right. That's why we're not in a 5-star hotel and such like. Yeah, we don't need it. It's not necessary. Could we have done it on no money at all? Yes, we could. It's as simple as that. Yes, we could. Because let's face it, we're nice people, we're good people, and the amount of effort that we've put into being nice and helping other people, looking for work, stuff like that, I have no doubt whatsoever that we would have survived. Now, whether that would have been
you would have wanted,
whether that would have been a comfortable existence or not is totally the opposite. No, it wouldn't have been, you know, and it would have been far worse than what we've been through, you know, up to now. So don't think it can't be done with no money, but be prepared. It's not easy.
It'll be harder.
Of course it will.
More.
A lot harder.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
yes,
it's not all about the money. In here, there's so much that you have to change from what you're accustomed to, how you deal with people, how you see things. Some things we see that we would not like if we were back in the UK. Do you know what I mean? But we accept it because it's their way.
And it's hurdles. I'll tell you what it's like. It's like climbing a mountain. You look at the top of the mountain, you want to be up there, yeah? You want to be on top of that mountain. That's fine, that's cool, yeah? But it's going to fucking hurt climbing that hill all that way for 12 hours to get to the top. You get to the top, you're exhilarated, you're full of joy and abundance, but you can't turn round and tell me you wouldn't be sore. Your muscles wouldn't ache. Yes, they would, yeah? And that's what I'm saying. You reach for the top, you go for the top. This is what we've done, yeah? You go for the sort of life that you want to manifest yourself. You don't want to be listening to other people and saying this is what should be done.
And they say that you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that. When I know, in fairness, if you're not hurting anyone and you're not causing...
Well, this is something that we found out here. You know, there's not... Rightly or wrongly, I know this is a very controversial subject regarding discipline with children. Now, in England, they claim that you can't smack a child, okay? Now, I beg to differ with that because you can, right? And we had this confirmed by police, social workers, health visitors and the like. The point is you're not supposed to leave a mark on your children, right? Which is all fine, that's not an issue. Out here, we've been shocked, yeah? But, and this is a big but, I'll start from the beginning. Discipline is first and foremost out here. If you're a child and you step out of line, you don't get a whack, you get a fucking stick. And we've seen sticks, haven't we? Now, I'm not condoning this, don't get me wrong. I'm not telling anybody they should be doing it. What I'm saying is the difference between what is going on in England with children and what is going on out here with children. So basically, it's shit hard discipline. Now, I got brought up in a disciplined family. My dad used to belt fuck out of me with a leather belt. I'm not condoning it, but hang on a minute, it didn't kill me. It hurt at the time, but it taught me a big lesson in discipline. A big lesson in respect. Massive lesson in respect. That's what's going wrong in England. You look at some of the kids now and you're like, bring back fucking boot camp, bring back national service. And I was staunch with that a few years ago. I was like, no, that should never happen. But I tell you what, looking at the youth of today, some of them, they need that. They need that because society has allowed them to overrun. It's like another thing we was discussing the other day where children dictate to the parents where they're going on holiday. You know, what they're doing at Christmas and stuff like that. That never used to be. We used to just have to go along with it and be fucking grateful and thankful for what we had, which I was. But now, I don't need to tell you guys the things that have happened. I really don't. But this has been a massive turnaround, and God knows where it's going to end.
Well, honestly, though, the kids, if they've been disciplined out here, looking at children of that are a bit older that have had to have that same upbringing, they are very respectful. Very
respectful towards human beings,
Everyone.
Right? But on the other hand, right, now this is a bit that could be quite shocking. They're involved with activities that could land them in jail, okay? Now I'm talking about the customs runs and stuff like that, the smuggling runs, yeah? We are aware of some people that are involved in that, yeah? We're not massively friends with them or anything like that, don't get me wrong, we're not getting involved in that sort of stuff, but it's always nice to be aware of your surroundings and what's going on. So, you know us, we sort of watch and listen and dig a bit, you know. But we know people that are involved in this, and do you know what? They are the utmost respectful people. It's crazy.
It's when you understand why they're doing it. You know.
Now, exactly my point. Yeah. When you understand why they're involved in the smuggling, this isn't through choice. This is through dedication and loyalty to their families, believe it or not. And I don't mean their one brother or one sister, I mean their whole family. If one struggles, no, that's not happening. You're not struggling, we'll help you out, you know. And it's the only way that can do it out here. Now, what would you rather have? It's a difficult one. I'm not saying either one's right, but I tell you what, it opens your mind when you're sat on the fence and you can see both sides of the coin. Not just the propaganda of, oh God, the fucking smugglers should be sent down.
I know so many people that would say, no chance.
Exactly.
Not a chance, I would never be around people.
Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't want to do it. I wouldn't want to get sent down, but by fuck,
we
I
have
can
a choice,
understand
don't we?
why they do. Yeah.
We also have a choice.
Yeah, and they do it purely for loyalty to their family. They understand the struggles that the parents had bringing them up. So now it's their turn to help the parents out, you know? You don't see that very often, do you? So like I say, greed doesn't come into it, does it?
As I say, there is going to be people out there that are totally, you know, not on our same wavelength or whatever, but...
Totally different set of human morals out here, isn't it?
Seems like it anyway, up to now.
But again, let me just get this straight. I don't condone violence. I don't control beating kids up or out like that. It's just a case of discipline. Now, the trouble is, in society in England, the kids have been taught that discipline is just not on. You're not allowed to discipline us.
Well, no, because
otherwise we'll
apparently
grass
it
you
messes
up,
with
yeah?
your head, and then you end up being the
Rubbish.
one. Then the parents are the ones
Yeah.
to blame, and you are
It's absolute
suffering
bollocks.
when actually it's not.
But like I say, we don't have to suffer those consequences now. We don't have to suffer that worry or anything like that. It's crazy. I dread to think where it's going to go, though, for future generations, because they don't even give a damn. Most of them not even thinking about it. But by God, they're going to have to, eventually, when their own children turn on them. What they're going to do? I'll leave that thought with you.
Yeah, that's another story.
That's probably another video, actually. But anyway, so yeah, bringing it back to materialistic stuff. I think we've gone through everything that we wanted to, but please do ask questions. You'll get as truthful answers as we can give you. At the end of the day, we're telling you it wasn't easy, but by fuck, it was worth it. It was really worth it, wasn't it? We're really enjoying what we're doing.
I mean, it could, if we didn't come here, where would we have been? It does make you wonder.
Of course it does. Of course it does. Having the courage and the balls to turn around and say, right, that's it, let's do it, But you've got to have that. You've got to have that strength to turn around and be responsible for your own actions. You really have. You do wrong, accept it, move on. If you do right, embrace it, and share it. Share your thoughts, your dreams. Share the love. Share anything. If it's good, share it. We're sharing our work with these. No, they wouldn't do it, but they love the work we're doing. They love it. Every step of the way we're showing them, and they really do enjoy what we're doing.
And it's nice to get that feedback because, again, it comes back to pride again, doesn't it? Just trying to be proud of something that you've done, and...
A lot of you may be thinking, yeah, but what does that gain you? That's ego.
Yeah, it could be classed as
Right,
that,
hang on a minute though, hang on.
What do you do?
Decipher the difference between ego, right, and just being nice. And I'll tell you why I insist on doing this, yeah? See it as ego if you like, I don't, right? But you're entitled to your opinion. I do it for one reason, and when I tell you, you'll realise that it is pretty right, yeah? It's called communication. It's called getting on with your fellow man. We can't speak their language. They can't speak us, but we're trying, yeah? And that is another form of communicating by art, okay? We can tell which ones they like. I did a dolphin. They love the dolphin. We do a monkey, even though they like it, you can tell the dolphin's the best. So you learn stuff about them, yeah? But that's not the only key thing. We've just spoke to you about, can you come out here and do it with no money? Well, this is a fine example. They're cooking tea for us again tonight. Free of charge. Just out the blue. They don't want nothing in return. Why?
I think it's because we do things anyway. We do things.
Right? He's a housekeeper. I don't need to mop the bathroom floor. I can go for a shower and the condensation in there makes the floor wet. Just because he's a housekeeper doesn't mean that I can't mop the floor. And he told me the other day, he says, you don't need to do that. Or in his language, no. I was like, I've had a shower. I'll do it, That's why, right? It's called mutual respect, okay? Just because he's the housekeeper and he does the mopping, no. I don't mind doing it. I'm the one that created the condensation. Now, this is the result, yeah? I don't give anything apart from my love and my self-respect, yeah? And I get this back for us both. A meal. And I'm not just talking fish and chips, what is it, a roast pork meal?
Yeah, it's doing a roast pork, so I'm going to test this out.
Now can you see what I mean by prepare? If you want to do it, I would recommend it, I really would. But I don't beat around the bush. Be prepared to offer
Well, if it's in your nature anyway, you'll just do it.
That's right. It's best if it is in your nature, because if you're doing something against your nature, you won't do it for
No,
long and
you
you'll
won't.
fall on your ass. Simple as that, yeah? But offer. Doesn't cost you anything. In fact, to me, it gives me
Just a bit
something
of your
different to
time.
do.
That's all it is. It's a bit
Something
of your time.
different to do. I think Sarah often wonders where I am and what I'm doing round about the house.
I know
because
he's up to something.
that's what I'm getting at, yeah? I'm always up to something. Cleaning the shelf, cleaning the mirror in the bathroom. I noticed there was marks on it the other day from condensation. So I just polished it up, stuff like that. It's called self-respect. It's not my property, but I live here.
Treat it how.
Yeah,
you
treat
would
it
your
like
own
your
place.
own. Yeah, that's where the respect starts coming
Mm.
back to you tenfold. And it does
The amount of
work.
times we've heard thanks for this and thanks for that. It's like we're not doing it for thanks. It's just the way we are.
I've just noticed our video's gone on for an hour and 10 minutes. So
Yeah, shall we make it a bit longer? Let's think of something. Come on, let's.
Yeah, we're going to have to crack on because we've got an upload thing to do through the internet, haven't we? Okay? And we don't want to nick the bandwidth for the guys when they come home either. So there we go, guys, yeah? Please, please, please feel free to message us and ask us the questions about anything to do with, you know, how we got on out here. If there's things that you are concerned about regarding money, you know, how do you do it?
If we know the answer, we'll.
Yeah.
Our view, of course.
I think we've covered everything, to be fair. I think we like to let you know that things are going okay and this is how we did it and whatever, but go for it. Enjoy it. Start enjoying life, because we bloody do. Seeing that whale the other day was amazing. For those that haven't seen it, it's on my Facebook profile. And it was scary for a start because we had no idea what it was. Sarah pointed it out, and the massive expanse of water was just opening up. It was almost like something was opening up and it was going to swallow all the water. It was, wasn't it? It was crazy.
It was so close as well.
And then for me, a whale just went.
Oh,
I just stood there and I was like, oh. And I'm not joking, guys. You don't expect to see this 100 yards out from the beach where you stood there fishing. My first instance was, fucking hell, get me real.
You did as well.
I did not want to catch out that big, you know. Instant reaction. And then I just stood there. I was like gobsmacked, you know. And my phone, I didn't want to drop it in the water. So I was like, Sarah, video it so that we can have a look at it and see what it is, yeah. For a start, we thought it was dolphins. When we realised it was a whale, because dolphins don't spurt water out their blowhole, you know, like whales do. And it's like, what the fuck? This is crazy, you know. But it went on the Gibraltar News. I posted it up to Gibraltar News, like the equivalent of BBC, but for Gibraltar. I posted it to their Twitter page, and it was all over the news. They had a big red helicopter out, didn't they? Filming it. Well, I presume filming it. Or documenting it, anyway, guys, we're going to crack on and we're going to get this uploaded and that. We're not doing it live. We pre-record it and then just send it up. So we don't want to nick the bandwidth for the lads and that. So that's it for this time, folks. You know, love you and leave you. Hope all is good. Sorry about all the weather over there, but keep your spirits high. You know, there's better out there. Do it. Live your life, yeah? It's well worth it. We're loving it. Aren't we, Del? All right. Catch you later, folks. Hopefully it won't be too long before we're giving you an update on the new guest house and whatever. And we'll let you know when you can come over and stay with us. That'd be great, wouldn't it? Yeah? Easy, guys. Bye for now. Love you.